Have you ever felt stuck, like no matter what you do, nothing changes? Well, I've got something that might just blow your mind. There's this old method created by a guy named Joseph Murphy that can totally change your life. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh great, another quick fix. But here's the thing. It's not about doing more stuff or buying some magic product. It's all about becoming a different person on the inside. Sounds crazy, right? But stick with me because this could be the key to unlocking the life you've always dreamed of. Here's the deal. If you don't change what's going on inside your head, nothing outside is going to change. It's like trying to grow a garden without planting any seeds. You can water the ground all day long, but if there are no seeds, nothing's going to grow. That's what we're doing when we try to change our lives without changing our thoughts and feelings first. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. This isn't always easy. To make this work, you've got to be brave enough to look at the stuff inside that maybe you've been avoiding. Those fears, doubts, and negative thoughts that we all have. Yeah, you've got to face them head on. It's like cleaning out a really messy closet. It might be uncomfortable at first, but once you do it, you feel so much better. So who's this Joseph Murphy guy, and what's his big secret? Well, Murphy was a spiritual teacher who lived in the last century, and he figured out something pretty amazing about how our minds work. He said that our thoughts are like seeds that we plant in our subconscious mind. And just like real seeds, they grow into the reality we see around us. Think about it like this. Have you ever bought a new car and suddenly you start seeing that same car everywhere? It's not that there are more of those cars on the road. You're just noticing them more because that car is now important to you. Your mind is focused on it. Murphy said our whole life works like that. Whatever we focus on in our minds, we start to see more of in our lives. Here's a simple example. Let's say you wake up thinking, today's going to be a terrible day. Guess what? Your mind is going to look for evidence to prove you right. You'll notice every little annoying thing that happens and ignore the good stuff. But if you wake up thinking, today's going to be great, you'll start noticing all the good things instead. Murphy taught that this isn't just about positive thinking, it's about understanding that your thoughts are creating your reality all the time. Whether you realize it or not, it's like you're the director of a movie and your thoughts are the script. Whatever you write in that script is what's going to show up on the screen of your life. Now, this might sound a bit out there, but think about it. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to always have good luck, while others always have bad luck? According to Murphy, it's not luck at all. It's the power of their thoughts shaping their experiences. But here's the really exciting part. If our thoughts are creating our reality, that means we have the power to change our reality by changing our thoughts. It's like having a superpower that you never knew you had. And the best part? Everyone has this power. You don't need to be special or talented or rich. You just need to learn how to use your mind in the right way. Murphy's method isn't about forcing yourself to think happy thoughts all the time. It's deeper than that. It's about reprogramming your subconscious mind. That part of your mind that runs in the background, like the operating system on a computer. When you change the programming in your subconscious, you change the way you automatically think, feel, and act. And when you do that, your whole world starts to change. Now, I know this might sound a bit like magic, but it's actually based on some pretty solid science. We now know that our brains are constantly changing and adapting based on our thoughts and experiences. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. It means that by consciously choosing our thoughts, we can literally rewire our brains. Murphy's genius was in figuring out how to use this natural ability of our brains to create positive changes in our lives. He developed techniques to speak directly to the subconscious mind, bypassing the doubts and negative beliefs that often hold us back. One of the key ideas in Murphy's teaching is that your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. This means that when you vividly imagine something positive happening in your life, your subconscious starts to believe it's real. And when your subconscious believes something, it starts to make it happen in your real life. It's like when you're about to fall asleep and you remember you have a big presentation tomorrow. Suddenly, your heart starts racing and you feel nervous, even though nothing is actually happening right now. That's your subconscious responding to your thoughts as if they were reality. Murphy taught that we can use this same principle to create positive changes. By regularly imagining ourselves living the life we want, feeling the way we want to feel, and being the person we want to be, we start to program our subconscious to make these things our new reality. Now you might be thinking, okay, this sounds good, but how do I actually do it? Don't worry, we're going to get into the practical stuff soon. But first, it's important to understand why this method is so powerful and why it's different from just trying to force changes in your outer life. You see, most of us have been taught that to change our lives, we need to change our actions. And sure, actions are important, but Murphy discovered that our actions are really just the result of our inner beliefs and thoughts. It's like trying to change the picture on a movie screen by painting on the screen. It might work for a moment, but as soon as the projector starts up again, the old image comes right back. What Murphy's method does is change the film in the projector. When you do that, the image on the screen changes automatically without any effort. In the same way, when you change your inner thoughts and beliefs, your outer actions and results change naturally. This is why so many people struggle with things like New Year's resolutions or trying to break bad habits. They're trying to change their actions without changing the underlying thoughts and beliefs that are causing those actions. It's like trying to get rid of weeds by cutting off the leaves, but leaving the roots in place. The weeds will just keep coming back. Murphy's method gets to the root of the problem by changing your deep, subconscious beliefs about yourself and the world. When these change, everything else starts to change too. Your habits, your choices, your relationships, even the opportunities that seem to come your way. Now, I want to be clear about something. This isn't about blaming yourself for everything that happens in your life. We all face real challenges and obstacles. What Murphy's method does is give you a powerful tool to deal with those challenges and create the life you want, regardless of your current circumstances. It's also not about denying reality or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It's about understanding that your perception of reality shapes your experience of it and learning how to shift that perception in a way that empowers you rather than limits you. Think of it like this. Have you ever had a day where everything seemed to go wrong? Maybe you woke up late, spilled coffee on your shirt, got stuck in traffic, and then had a tough day at work. By the end of the day, you're convinced the whole world is against you. But then, maybe a friend calls with some good news, or you watch a funny video, and suddenly, your mood lifts. The circumstances of your day haven't changed, but your perception of them has, and that changes your whole experience. Murphy's method teaches you how to consciously create that shift in perception, not just occasionally by chance, but consistently and on purpose. It's about training your mind to focus on the positive, not in a naive or unrealistic way, but in a way that empowers you to see opportunities where others see obstacles. This might all sound a bit abstract right now, but I promise we're going to get into some really practical, down-to-earth techniques that you can start using right away. These are techniques that have changed my life and the lives of countless others, They're simple to understand and use, but incredibly powerful when applied consistently. Before we dive into those techniques, though, I want to share a bit about why I'm so passionate about this method. You see, I wasn't always a believer in this kind of thing. In fact, I used to be pretty skeptical about anything that sounded like positive thinking or manifesting your dreams. I was more of a work hard and hope for the best kind of person. But a few years ago, I hit a really rough patch in my life. Nothing seemed to be going right. I was struggling in my career, my relationships were a mess, and I felt completely stuck. I tried everything I could think of to turn things around. Working longer hours, reading self-help books, even seeing a therapist. But nothing seemed to make a real difference. Then by chance, I came across one of Joseph Murphy's books. At first I was skeptical. It all sounded a bit too good to be true, but I was desperate enough to give it a try. And let me tell you, it changed everything. At first, the changes were small. I started noticing little coincidences, opportunities that I might have missed before. But as I stuck with it, bigger changes started to happen. I found myself feeling more confident, making better decisions and attracting better opportunities. It wasn't magic, I still had to take action and put in the work, but it felt like the universe was suddenly on my side, helping me along instead of working against me. Now, I'm not saying my life is perfect. I still face challenges and have bad days like everyone else. But the way I deal with those challenges has completely changed. I have tools now to shift my mindset and create positive changes, even in difficult situations. And that has made all the difference. That's why I'm so excited to share this method with you. I've seen firsthand how powerful it can be, and I believe it can change your life too. Whether you're struggling with a specific problem or just feel like you're not living up to your full potential, Murphy's method can help you create the life you truly want. So, are you ready to dive in and learn how to use the incredible power of your mind to transform your life? In the next sections, we're going to explore the practical techniques that make up Murphy's method. We'll look at how to reprogram your subconscious mind, how to use visualization effectively, and how to overcome the common obstacles that can hold you back. Remember, this isn't about making empty wishes or denying reality. It's about understanding the true power of your mind and learning how to use it effectively. It's about becoming the person you want to be, from the inside out. And when you do that, your outer world can't help but change to match your inner reality. So let's get started on this exciting journey of self-discovery and transformation. You have more power than you realize to create the life you want. It's time to learn how to use it. The mirror of reality. How your world reflects your inner self. Imagine you're standing in front of a mirror. What do you see? Your reflection, right? Well, Joseph Murphy taught that the world around us is like a giant mirror. It shows us what we believe about ourselves and life. This might sound strange at first, but think about it for a moment. Have you ever noticed how some people always seem to have good luck? They find great opportunities, meet nice people, and things just work out for them. On the other hand, some folks always seem to have bad luck. They struggle to find good jobs, have difficult relationships, and face one problem after another. According to Murphy, this isn't just random chance. It's the mirror of reality showing these people what they believe deep down. Let's look at an everyday example to understand this better. Say there are two people looking for a job. The first person thinks, "I'm not good enough. Nobody will want to hire me." When they go to interviews, they're nervous and unsure. They might not make eye contact or speak confidently about their skills. The result? They probably won't get the job, and this confirms their belief that they're not good enough. Now the second person thinks, "I have valuable skills to offer. The right job is out there for me." They go into interviews feeling confident and positive. They speak enthusiastically about their abilities and connect well with the interviewer. They're much more likely to get the job, which confirms their belief that they're capable and valuable. Both people are seeing their beliefs reflected back to them in their experiences. It's like they're setting up a self-fulfilling prophecy. What they believe shapes how they act, and how they act shapes what happens to them. But here's the important part. This mirror doesn't just reflect the obvious, surface-level thoughts we have. It reflects our deeper, often unconscious beliefs about ourselves and the world. These are beliefs we might not even realize we have. They come from our past experiences, things we were told as children, and conclusions we've drawn about life over the years. For example, someone might say they want to be rich, but deep down, they might believe that money is the root of all evil, or that rich people are always unhappy. Their mirror of reality will reflect this deeper belief, making it hard for them to achieve financial success, no matter how hard they try. The good news is, once we understand this mirror principle, we can start to use it to our advantage. We can begin to change what the mirror reflects by changing our inner beliefs and thoughts. It's like giving ourselves a makeover from the inside out. Now that we understand how the mirror of reality works, let's talk about the first key to making positive changes: changing your self-image. Your self-image is the picture you have of yourself in your mind. It's how you see yourself, what you believe about your abilities, your worth, and your place in the world. Murphy taught that our self-image acts like a blueprint for our lives. Just like a blueprint guides the construction of a building, our self-image guides the construction of our life experiences. If you see yourself as someone who's always struggling, guess what? Your life will probably involve a lot of struggle, but if you see yourself as someone who's capable, confident, and deserving of good things, your experiences will start to match that image. Changing your self-image isn't about lying to yourself or pretending to be something you're not. It's about recognizing your true potential and letting go of limiting beliefs that don't serve you. It's about seeing yourself the way you want to be, rather than being stuck with an old, outdated picture of yourself. Take a few deep breaths and relax. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Imagine yourself as the person you want to be. See yourself living the life you desire. How do you look? How do you carry yourself? How do you interact with others? Really feel what it's like to be this version of yourself. Feel the confidence, the happiness, the sense of purpose. Now create a simple phrase that captures this new self-image. It might be something like, "I am confident and capable," or "I am worthy of success and happiness." Repeat this phrase to yourself several times a day, especially when you wake up in the morning and before you go to sleep at night. Say it with feeling, really believing it. This might feel awkward or silly at first, and that's okay. Your old self-image might try to fight back with thoughts like, "This is stupid," or "Who are you kidding?" When this happens, just gently bring your focus back to your new self-image. Remember, you're reprogramming your subconscious mind, and that takes time and repetition. As you practice this, you'll start to notice small changes in how you think and act. You might find yourself standing a little taller, speaking more confidently, or taking on challenges you would have avoided before. These small changes will start to add up, creating bigger changes in your life experiences. It's important to be patient with this process. You're not going to completely change your self-image overnight. It's more like watering a plant. You don't see results immediately, but if you keep at it consistently, eventually you'll see new growth. Now let's talk about the second key: patience and persistence. This is super important because it's where a lot of people get tripped up when trying to make changes in their lives. Here's the thing: In our minds, we can create a new image of ourselves instantly. We can decide in a moment that we want to be more confident, more successful, or healthier. But in the physical world, things take time to change. It's like planting a seed. You can plant it in an instant, but it takes time for that seed to grow into a plant. This delay between changing our thoughts and seeing results in our lives can be frustrating. A lot of people give up too soon because they don't see instant changes. They might try visualizing success for a week, and when they're not millionaires by Friday, they decide it doesn't work. But Murphy taught that we need to hold on to our new beliefs and self-image long enough for them to take root and grow in our lives. It's like learning to play an instrument or getting in shape. You don't expect to be a master musician after one lesson or to have a perfect body after one trip to the gym. You know it takes time and practice. The same is true for changing your life with the power of your mind. Here's why patience is so important. When you first start changing your thoughts and beliefs, your subconscious mind isn't convinced yet. It's used to your old way of thinking. It's like trying to steer a big ship. It takes time to change direction. Your subconscious needs to see evidence that your new thoughts are true before it fully accepts them. This is where persistence comes in. You need to keep thinking and acting in line with your new self-image even when you don't see results right away. It's like watering a plant every day, even when you don't see it growing. You trust that if you keep watering it, eventually it will sprout and grow. Keep an evidence journal. Every day, write down any small signs that your new way of thinking is working. Maybe you handled a stressful situation better than usual, or someone complimented you on something related to your new self-image. Maybe you noticed an opportunity you might have missed before. These small signs are like the first tiny sprouts of a plant. They show that change is happening, even if it's not dramatic yet. Writing these things down serves two purposes. First, it helps you notice the small changes that you might otherwise overlook. Second, it gives you encouragement to keep going when you feel discouraged. Remember, change often happens slowly at first and then all at once. It's like boiling water. For a long time, it looks like nothing is happening. The water gets warmer and warmer, but it still looks the same. Then suddenly, it reaches boiling point and transforms into steam. Personal change often works the same way. You might feel like nothing is happening for a while, but if you keep at it, you'll reach a tipping point where suddenly everything seems to shift. Another important thing to understand is that change often isn't linear. You might have good days where you feel great and everything seems to be working, followed by bad days where you feel like you're back at square one. This is normal. It doesn't mean you're failing or that the method isn't working. It's just part of the process. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. At first, you fall a lot. Then you have moments where you balance for a little while before falling again. Gradually, those moments of balance get longer and longer until suddenly you're riding. The falls and wobbles are all part of learning. The same is true when you're changing your life. The setbacks and bad days are just part of the process. They don't erase your progress. Remind yourself why you started. What's the life you're trying to create? How will it feel when you get there? Keep that vision clear in your mind. Celebrate small wins. Don't wait for big dramatic changes to feel good about your progress. Celebrate every small step in the right direction. Be kind to yourself. If you have a bad day or slip back into old thought patterns, don't beat yourself up. Just gently remind yourself of your new self-image and keep going. Surround yourself with support. Share your goals with supportive friends or family, or find a community of people working on similar changes. Having encouragement from others can make a big difference. Keep learning and adjusting. If something isn't working, it doesn't mean the whole method is flawed. It might just mean you need to adjust your approach. Stay curious and open to learning. Remember, every great change in history started with a change in someone's mind. The world we live in today was once just an idea in someone's imagination. Your new life is the same. It starts as an idea, a new way of seeing yourself. With patience and persistence, that idea will grow into your new reality. So keep holding on to your new beliefs. Keep seeing yourself as the person you want to be. Keep acting in ways that align with your new self-image. Even when it's hard, even when you don't see results right away, keep going. Your persistence is like a declaration to the universe that you're serious about this change. And sooner or later, the universe will respond. Key 3. Focus on what you want. The power of positive attention. Now, let's dive into the third key of Joseph Murphy's method. Focusing on what you want, not on what you don't want. This might sound simple, but it's actually one of the most powerful shifts you can make in your thinking. Here's the thing, our minds are like magnets. Whatever we focus on, we tend to attract more of into our lives. It's like when you're thinking about buying a certain car, and suddenly you start seeing that car everywhere. The cars were always there, but now your mind is tuned to notice them. Murphy taught that this principle applies to everything in our lives. If we constantly focus on our problems, complain about what's wrong, and worry about what we don't want, guess what? We end up attracting more of those negative things into our lives. It's like we're telling the universe, hey, send me more of this stuff I don't like. On the flip side, when we focus on what we want, on the good things in our lives, and on the positive changes we're making, we start to attract more of those good things. It's like tuning a radio to pick up a certain station. When you tune your mind to positivity and abundance, you start to pick up more of those frequencies in your life. Let's look at a practical example. Say you're trying to improve your financial situation. If you spend all your time thinking about how broke you are, complaining about bills, and worrying about not having enough money, you're actually keeping yourself stuck in that negative financial situation. Your mind is focused on lack and scarcity, so that's what you'll keep experiencing. Instead, try shifting your focus to abundance and prosperity. Think about the money you do have and feel grateful for it. Imagine yourself being financially secure. Look for opportunities to increase your income or save money. When you do this, you start to notice financial opportunities you might have missed before. You might feel inspired to learn new skills that could lead to a better job. You might handle your money more wisely because you're thinking like a prosperous person. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It's about choosing where to put your mental energy. You acknowledge the challenges, but you don't dwell on them. Instead, you focus on solutions and possibilities. Make a list of things you're grateful for. Do this every day. Even on bad days, find small things to appreciate. When you catch yourself complaining or focusing on what you don't want, stop and ask, so what do I want instead? Then focus on that. Practice positive self-talk. Instead of saying, I'm so bad with money, try saying, I'm learning to manage my money better every day. Visualize what you want as if it's already happened. Feel the positive emotions associated with achieving your goals. Remember, this isn't about denying reality or ignoring problems. It's about choosing to focus on what you can control and on the outcome you want, rather than getting stuck in negative patterns of thought. Now we come to the fourth key, which ties everything together: understanding and using the cycle of creation. This is where Murphy's method really shines, because it gives you a practical way to turn your thoughts and imagination into real-world results. The cycle of creation goes like this. Imagine, believe. Look for evidence. Focus on the evidence. Repeat. Evidence. Imagine. This is where you use your mind's incredible power of visualization. You create a clear, vivid picture in your mind of what you want to achieve or become. Make it as detailed as possible. Use all your senses. If you're imagining a new job, for example, see yourself in the office. Feel the satisfaction of doing work you love. Hear the congratulations of your colleagues. Believe. This is where you start to convince your subconscious that this imagined scenario is real. Remember, your subconscious can't tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. So the more real you can make it in your mind, the more your subconscious will accept it as truth. Look for evidence. This is where you start to pay attention to the world around you, looking for signs that your new reality is starting to manifest. These might be very small at first, maybe a conversation related to your goal or a small opportunity that comes your way. Focus on the evidence. When you notice these signs, no matter how small, focus on them. Feel grateful for them. See them as proof that your new reality is coming into being. This reinforces your belief and sends a powerful message to your subconscious that this is real. Repeat. Keep cycling through these steps. The more you do this, the stronger the effect becomes. Here's why this cycle is so powerful. It creates a feedback loop between your inner world and the outer world. As you imagine and believe in your new reality, you start to notice evidence of it in the world around you. As you focus on this evidence, it strengthens your belief, which in turn helps you imagine even more vividly. This makes you notice even more evidence, and so on. It's like planting a seed and then carefully tending to it. At first, you might just see a tiny sprout, but as you water it and give it sunlight, which in this case means your attention and belief, it grows bigger and stronger. Eventually, it becomes a full-grown plant, your new reality. Say you want to become more confident in social situations. Here's how you might apply the cycle. Imagine, visualize yourself in social situations, feeling relaxed, speaking confidently, making people laugh, and genuinely enjoying yourself. Believe. Repeat affirmations like, "I am becoming more confident every day," or "I enjoy meeting new people." Feel the emotions of confidence and social ease. Look for evidence. Pay attention to any social interactions where you feel even a little more confident than usual. Maybe you spoke up in a meeting or had a nice chat with a cashier. Focus on the evidence. When you notice these moments, really focus on them. Feel proud of yourself. See them as proof that you're becoming more confident. Repeat. Keep doing this cycle. Visualize confidence, believe in your growing social skills, look for evidence, focus on it when you find it. As you do this, you'll likely find that your confidence grows. You might start taking more social risks, which leads to more positive experiences, which further boosts your confidence. It becomes a self-reinforcing cycle. The key is to be patient and persistent. Don't expect overnight transformation, but if you stick with this cycle, you'll be amazed at how much can change over time. We've covered a lot of ground in exploring Joseph Murphy's method for mastering reality. We've learned about the mirror principle, how our outer world reflects our inner beliefs. We've discussed the importance of changing our self-image, being patient and persistent, focusing on what we want, and using the cycle of creation to turn our thoughts into reality. But here's the most important thing to remember. This isn't just theory. This is a practical method that you can start using right now to change your life. Every thought you think, every image you hold in your mind is shaping your future. You have more power than you realize to create the life you want. Start small. Pick one area of your life where you'd like to see change. Maybe it's your confidence, your relationships, your career, or your health. Begin to apply these principles in that area. Use the exercises we've discussed. Be patient with yourself, but also be persistent. Remember, this is a journey. There will be ups and downs. There will be days when you feel like nothing is working, and days when everything seems to fall into place effortlessly. Both are part of the process. The key is to keep going, to keep believing in your ability to create positive change. As you practice these principles, you may find that your whole perspective on life starts to shift. You may begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth. You may find yourself feeling more optimistic, more empowered, more in control of your destiny. But don't just take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Give Murphy's method a real, committed try for a few weeks or months. Keep track of your progress. Notice the changes, both big and small. Remember, you are the author of your life story. With the power of your mind, you can write any story you choose. So dream big, believe in yourself, and start creating the reality you truly desire. Your journey of transformation begins now.